Today on Beyond the Gates, Ashley knows what she wants, Danny does something special for Andre, and Vanessa gets a shock and a kiss from Joey. Hayley takes Bill breakfast at the office only to trip and fall over a box. Although the mom-to-maybe-be insists she's fine, Bill wants to take her to the hospital. Hayley fights hard against going to the hospital. Doth the lady protest too much? Is this further proof supporting those who think she's faking the pregnancy? We may soon know, as Bill gets his wife an appointment for the next day and says he plans to attend with her. Why? He wants to be there for the latest ultrasound. Will Joey destroy Doug and Vanessa? Ted reads Doug the riot act following an almost botched surgery, while Vanessa's money laundering efforts send up red flags with her banker. As talk of potential malpractice suits swirl, Doug plays the old "you can't fire me, 'cause I quit" card. Ted's efforts to change his pal's mind only lead to Doug making a few pointed remarks about Nicole kicking him to the curb before storming out. Meanwhile, a worried Nicole, hearing the end of Vanessa's conversation with her accountant and knowing she's mixed up with Joey, demands to know what's going on. Once Nicole leaves Vanessa alone, Doug calls to say that if she's going to be the queen of money laundering, he'll be the king, by using what he knows about Joey's dealings. Vanessa dashes off to meet Joey, who reveals he bugged Doug's car and knows everything. I learned 2 things this morning, Joey says darkly. 1. Your husband thinks he can blackmail me. And 2. You've gotten very comfortable lying to my face. She promises to keep her husband in line, after which she and Joey give in to their passions. Fresh off her conversation with Vanessa, Nicole has breakfast with Carlton. They discuss the previous night's concert and his childhood fear of rabbits. Most importantly, he makes her laugh and suggests they have dinner one night. At that moment, Ted walks up to make sure Nicole is okay after her latest encounter with Leslie/Dana. She says she's fine, and Ted clearly can tell he's interrupted something other than a casual breakfast. Does Andre have feelings for Ashley? Ashley's mom is stoked to hear that she and Derek had a heartfelt conversation, only to be disappointed that it didn't lead to a reunion. But Ashley thinks she needs to explore the world and its options more before settling down. Jan quickly realizes her daughter is giving her a reading from the book of Andre. Men like that don't change their flight patterns, warns Jan, sure that eventually, the player will do what players do and hurt Ash. Ashley goes on and on about how she could be a traveling nurse, going wherever Andre's work takes him. You sound like one of those starry-eyed girls from reality TV walking off a cliff while the whole world watches, says Jan, as exhausted with her offspring as I am. Some men are like hurricanes. They blow through your life, leave everything in shambles and then move on. After a passionate night, Danny says she's going to do something for Andre she's never done for any man before. Get your mind out of the gutter. She means make breakfast. His mind drifts to his recent dinner with Ashley, prompting a spicy Danny to say she'll be fine if he decides his bland, unseasoned French meal of a nurse is the woman for him. Danny points out that Andre is too exciting and dangerous for Ashley, and he'll only break her heart. Andre swears he and Ashley are just friends, but that could change when she calls and asks him to come to her apartment. Did Bill just set Hayley's downfall in motion? Plus, Nicole realizes spoiler is in way over her head. Chapter 1. The Whisper That Started It All. The sun over Belmere Bay had a strange quality that morning, too sharp, too gold, as if it knew something was about to shatter. Bill Thornton sat in the corner of the Seaview Cafe, coffee in one hand, his phone in the other. He wasn't scrolling idly. Every tap, every swipe was deliberate. Across the street, through the wide glass windows of the boutique she owned, Hayley Marston stood in a flurry of movement. Her laugh carried through the air whenever the door opened, light and bright, almost too perfect. She didn't know it yet, but every syllable of that laugh was numbered. Bill's gaze flickered to her only briefly. If he looked too long, someone might think there was history there. There was. A long, messy history written in betrayal, late-night confessions, and deals that had seemed harmless, until they weren't. He slid his phone across the table to a man in a gray suit. The man didn't speak, just scanned the screen before nodding once. Bill murmured, Make sure she never sees it coming. That was the spark. Chapter 2. Hayley's High. Hayley thought she was having the best week of her life. The boutique was thriving, her social media was exploding with likes and sponsorship deals, and in just a few days, she'd be receiving an award from the Belmere Bay Business Association. Her assistant, Paige, bustled in with a tray of smoothies. "Double berry blast for the boss," Paige said cheerily. Hayley took it, sipping without a care. "You're a lifesaver." She had no idea that just blocks away, a file was being sent, a file that would make all those followers turn on her in a heartbeat. Chapter 3. Nicole's Uneasy Discovery. Nicole Davenport didn't plan on overhearing the conversation in the parking garage. She'd been loading fabric samples into her car when she heard two voices echo between the concrete pillars. "She won't be able to recover from this," one of them said. The other chuckled. "That's the point. Bill wants her gone." Nicole froze. Bill. As in Bill Thornton? The same man who once helped Hayley launch her boutique when the bank refused her loan? She ducked lower, straining to hear. Something about documents and timing floated over, but then a car door slammed and tires screeched out of the garage. Nicole's heart was pounding. She wasn't even that close to Hayley anymore, but something in her gut told her this was serious. Chapter 4. The Old Wounds. Bill hadn't always been her enemy. In the early days, he'd been her biggest supporter, her silent investor, the man who believed in her vision when no one else would. But people change, or maybe they just show who they really are when money's on the table. 3 years ago, their business partnership had ended abruptly after an argument about creative control. She'd taken full ownership of the boutique, but not without paying a price. Bill had smiled that day, the kind of smile that promised the fight wasn't over. Now, sitting in the cafe, he watched as his plan began to ripple outward like cracks in ice. Chapter 5. Nicole's Dilemma. Nicole paced her apartment that night. She replayed the conversation in the parking garage over and over. If she told Hayley, would she even believe her? They hadn't spoken in months, not since the charity gala where Hayley had accused Nicole of leaking guest lists to the press. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number lit up her screen. "Keep your nose out of it, Nicole." Her blood ran cold. Whoever was behind this knew she'd heard something, and they were watching her. Chapter 6. The First Crack. 2 days later, Hayley's assistant burst into the office, pale and wide-eyed. "You need to see this," Paige said, shoving her phone into Hayley's hands.